Hi everybody, welcome to our In Conversation with series. I'm here with the amazing Alexander Werz. He is the co-founder of AWvi, which is a really exciting addition to the new Beauty Triangle Boutique, our new e-commerce offering, which we are so thrilled about. I'm really thrilled to have you guys on board.
Thank you so much. Very kind.
You're also CEO of Carla Otto. You are such a big name in the world of fashion and beauty and now wellness. And I'm really excited to pick your brains about everything that you've created with this range. So
thank you so much. First of all, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for taking this over also in the story of AWvi. I'm very pleased about this. I think, you know, being in the business for so many years, you have seen a lot. And I think also in your personal journey, it's something which is very important is beauty is not beauty anymore. And that's also something what I really thought is an important point, because we go into a wellness fact which is more and more important. And I think generations today, they change. If we only can say beauty, I don't think we're going actually the right direction. We go into the wellness feeling.
I think the next generation of beauty is wellness. It is longevity. I know when I first started working in beauty journalism, it was very much focused on fragrance and makeup and haircare, and it was very much in those pillars of beauty products. And now it's almost like we've come into this landscape where everything is sort of connected, and all of a sudden it feels more relevant to everybody, not just to people who are obsessed with beauty products and skincare. This is for everyone now.
Which I was not, but I have to say it's also a learning curve, because life is a learning curve. And I would always say, thanks to my jobs and thanks to my passion, fashion, and in general, culture, I think I've seen a lot and I want to see even more. And this was really an input actually to create a product and a brand around this with my other co-founders, Cyril and Jean-Michel. Both have worked at LVMH before in very important jobs. It was something which was necessary actually for me, because the more advanced I am in my life, the more healthy I am. And it's not a question, I've always lived, I come from a German family where we've always lived very healthy. Cold showers were a must. There was nothing else.
You're one of the original biohackers.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm a child of the 70s, and I have to say it's exactly this, where the roots were actually there. The food was always natural. There was bio. We didn't say it's bio, but it was always actually, sleep was very important. As a child, I went to bed at 7 o'clock and there was it was at 7 o'clock I was in bed.
But these are all sort of what back in the day felt like very old fashioned, almost slightly, I don't know, boring everyday concepts, but now they've come full circle and they are suddenly being celebrated. But this is what I'm saying.
Today you can describe it. At that time you were not describing it, you were just doing it.
Yes,
but
exactly.
Being healthy, being sporty, being interesting, getting the facts, learning every day is really something, is a component for my life which is very important, especially in my jobs that I have, because you cannot say what I've seen today is what I'm aiming to. You always need to see the future.
100%.
And this is exactly, I think, where beauty actually goes today. Longevity today for someone who is 20 years old is really today an important actually impact of their life. I speak to a lot of sportive people. Longevity is of course something which is there. They need to use their body in order to give amazing results to whatever sports they're doing.
It's the longevity and it's also the quality of life that people are hoping to achieve.
Absolutely.
If we're living on this planet for longer, then we want all of the systems of our body, from our skin to our gut to everything else, that you're now supporting through this.
But I always say it's not the question of living longer. It's the question is living better for the time that you can live. This is for me actually very important.
Yeah.
And I think you said it actually right. The skin is our biggest organ, so we need to take care of this. And that was also an aim about this as a fashion person, where I have to say I have a background which is not at all beauty related, but I've always had a method around this.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've always
Your
preserved.
rituals.
Yes, I've always preserved it. So when I turned 50. And my friends actually said to me, do you want to do something on your own, or do you want to do something with us together? I said, actually, what could I do? Do I want to do a cashmere line again, a fashion line or whatever? And I said, no, not at all. But there is something which is really more precise around that I developed, or I actually looked into probiotics 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And since I took this, I felt that I live better.
That's interesting.
As we said before, jet lag is of course a constant thing.
Yeah.
But for example, when you take probiotics, you don't have any problems anymore.
Especially
with your guts.
for you with your lifestyle and the amount of travel you do.
You go very hard against that. But I said also, if you go into what's happening on the supplement side of things, but was never related to the skincare side of things.
It's so true, exactly. They were sort of very disconnected in a way, and people could be rattling with supplements, and they could have a bathroom cabinet. You go to a department store, you go to the supplements
department, and you go to the beauty department. And I said when we had really, when we started to have a discussion around it, I said actually, why can we not buy a full set or a full set of skincare where we integrate also supplements and of course a couple of
it is items. That dual action approach that I think you've really sort of nailed with AWvi and with the range. You know, the formulations are very much designed to work in that synergistic way, aren't they? They can help your skin to look better and be more radiant and healthier, but that's because they're having such an active effect.
Here you go. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. That wasn't an obvious draw of attention there, but yes, exactly. On the gut. And I think more and more we're understanding that sort of synchronicity between the gut, the skin and the microbiome, which is sort of the cornerstone of all of it.
I think microbiome is exactly what you said, is actually the most focused side that you really need to look into that. But having said this too, I like being compact in a life. Yep. The older you get,
I totally agree. I agree.
The less you should surround yourself with fuzzy things. And when we started to work on the product and really on the brand, I said I would like to have something really compact. So
it's very streamlined, and I love that, I have to say.
And at the beginning, when you were talking about beauty, they were coming to us, you need to have at least 6 or 7 items, 7 products, 8 products. And you hear about these
17-step skincare ranges,
exactly.
And it's overwhelming.
And I said always, so if I have a carry-on and I have to travel and I continue this, I have usually a cream, a serum, possibly a wash cream, and that's it, okay? And my supplements on the thing, huh?
Your SPF?
No, and SPF, but in general, speaking. So that is something I always lived with it. And when we started to do it, we really said it's not limiting to only do 4 items, 4 products. It's actually very rich around this.
Yes.
And as you said, sometimes I don't believe into a hero product. I really don't. I believe into a full set of things, which really the components work together in order to give a good result.
But I would also argue that sometimes the skin doesn't need the multiple products that people are throwing at it. In fact, I would always argue that, and I think a lot of skin experts and dermatologists would back that up. The skin actually likes routine, it likes consistency, regularity, and I think simplicity goes a long way with the skin, not overloading it.
First of all, I absolutely agree. It's in everything. When you do taste, when you eat every day the same, you don't want it anymore. And I think the skin reacts exactly the same thing. If you overload it, you need to have an aim around this, to want the product again, and this is exactly what we worked on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the formulations are absolutely amazing, and they have beautiful sort of textures, and the packaging, by the way, we were talking about it offline before we started filming, but I think, again,
so that's
this is
also
drawing
my
on
word,
fashion, isn't it? Again, sort of making these not look clinical and like every other product that you might find in your bathroom cabinet or on the beauty shop floor. They very much do stand apart from the crowd.
Well, you need to be seductive. You need to be seductive on the product side, which is scientific and medical proof, which is really important. But then also our eyes, they're playing, of course, a big role. When we buy something, you go on a daily basis to a duty-free shop and you say, it's white, it's gray, sometimes a little bit of green, sometimes a little bit when you go into SPF, could be a little bit of yellow. And I said red is actually a very good thing because it's very rare to find, but you need to find the correct red. And I said also a man never tends to go into red. A woman likes red. We know it from other brands. But we're often
scared of it, but this is the right shade.
And I said when you go into burnt red of the Vesuvio, which is from Naples, obviously from Pompeii, red de Pompeii is really a great color because it's a little bit brushed.
Yes.
And it's nice, it's seductive, it's not aggressive. It really feels something. And
it's grown up.
You see it. And that was really important for us to work on a packaging which works actually very much and is seductive. At the same time, obviously we don't want to hide something, we really want to go scientific and medical proofed. That was a key element, that the products are right.
So tell me a little bit about the product range. So we've got a gentle cleanser.
So first of all, you start in the morning.
Oh, okay. So we're starting with supplements.
Your supplements.
Yeah. Okay.
Very important every day.
Tell us how you take them.
It's really, for me, it's like going to the church or whatever you believe in it. In the morning, you wake up, you have your first thing, actually your sachet, and you take it on your tongue, and you swallowed it, and it's perfect 30 minutes before.
And it tastes nice as well.
It tastes very nice.
Which I think is important with something for every day.
It's not a taste which is too aggressive. It's not too sweet. It's not sugary. But it's really, it feels good. Having said this, I take it every morning 30 minutes before actually taking a coffee, an espresso, or eating or something like this. Not at all. And then obviously on my daily routine, I start with a gentle cleanser twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, because I really feel in the morning, having slept, you want to just wash all the little things on your skin actually away.
Yeah, exactly. Start
very
on
nicely.
A clean slate.
And I think
it's a lovely consistency.
It's a very nice consistency, and it's also something where I said men don't like when it's too xiaomi.
Yes. Too sort of balmy and oily.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's really something where you feel your face is clean, but it's not aggressive. So
yes,
that
exactly.
was very, very important.
Yeah. And I feel also, given that it has a very universal and unisex appeal as well, I think that's really important that you have something that doesn't clog and feel heavy on the skin.
And what's very important, it needs to appeal a woman who has the experience with a lot of beauty products, but at the same time on men who have not done it, I think it's also very important actually to use this in a different way. And that was also something where I've learned only within the last 10 years using a serum. And I have to say, for me, was actually a very good, because it's calming and at the same time it's pulping. It gives you,
the serum is like your powerhouse product in any
it's an
range.
active serum, and I have to say always when I use it, for me is kind of this miracle
it's so sort of skin
serum
quenching,
where I have to say it prepares and it feels just very good. For example, I shave daily.
Yeah.
And I use it on the skin, and the rest I do here, and I feel it, because shaving is aggressive, you know, and it just calms it down.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the same time, you
calming.
feel when it prepares your skin, it opens up your skin, and then you're ready to use actually your active cream, which the same is not too creamy, is not too greasy, because we men, we don't like greasy creams. We like to have
something lightweight.
Lightweight, but at the same time you need to feel that you're covered. I don't know how to explain this. I think it's a nice way. Women sometimes tends into a rich cream, which is more of a, it needs to be a little bit more, how do you say, I wouldn't say greasy.
Well, I think the women sort of more at the mature end of the spectrum do like a drier cream or a richer cream often, because the skin can be quite dry. We should have done some pumping beforehand, shouldn't we?
No,
it's coming. But actually, I think more and more, given that people have very active lifestyles now, you know, people are in the gym a lot more, they're moving, they're active. And I think, look, at active cream, that's almost what you're trying to create there.
So active cream is important, because sometimes when people have used other creams before, they say it's a light cream. Do you think it's sufficient for the whole day? And I have to say, it's absolutely sufficient. It's lighter, because I would say from the product range, it goes much deeper. Yeah. And then it's the same thing. I use it also in a pocket, and if I feel something because I come out of a plane or of a train, I just use it again, and I feel absolutely fine, and it gives you...
It makes the skin feel very comfortable.
And it smells very well?
Yes, it smells
So that's
delicious.
also the same thing I always said for me.
What is the fragrance?
The fragrance comes from the sports side of things. When I was a kid, my mother always when we had muscle pain, we had kind of these herbs that we had to put around our legs,
so
and
German.
It felt always very, not medical, but it felt just a very nice smell. I don't know how to translate actually the herb which was used, but I said it's camphor.
It's floral.
It's camphor.
But clean.
I don't know what is camphor. It means you use it a lot in the sports world. It's actually very good for your muscles, and that was something where I always said in the morning I don't want to have a perfume, because we use normally a perfume or not. But I really like to have something which is fresh, which is herbal, not too much of a sugary feeling around.
No, absolutely. And what I really like about the whole range as a collection, and we're going to be stocking initially anyway, the cleanser and the skin biotic, is is how sort of rooted in science it is as well. I think there's so much in the beauty and wellness industry. It's a very saturated market, and sometimes a lot of it is noise, it's colour, it's marketing, it's storytelling.
Sure.
But I think actually fundamentally women, men, we all want something that we know is clinically proven. It has the studies to back it up. It has data
More than
to
ever,
show its
because
efficacy.
today, I would always say today you can do your own research.
Yeah.
Because digital savvy people, and we all are this, you see something, you want to know actually where it is. And I think today more and more, and even every young person wants to know, what do I eat, what do I use, how do I use it?
Exactly.
And I think on the skincare side, exactly the same thing. People want to know what they put on their faces, but also what they use as a supplement, etc.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone is an expert nowadays.
You can be your own expert, and I think it's actually a nice way actually to be like this. It's fantastic. Before we were schlepping books around. Today you just see something
and
you
go
and you do your own research. But again, we surrounded ourselves with experts, really experts who went into the formulas, and we really looked into it in order to make a composition which is really the right one, which obviously is clinically proven, which is very important, because I think it should not be a different way. And then we should go into the scientific way, of course, always to have the aspect of the medical side, of course, and then you can work on a beautiful product.
No, absolutely. And we're going to do further content and produce more conversations around actual ingredients and formulations and the power
and you will have an expert also for that. Exactly.
You have some amazing experts, as you said, who I know you've aligned with very carefully. And I think it's, again, a real sort of show of strength as well, and a brand to align itself with people who are real authorities in this space. I think that's what the consumer is looking for now.
But it's also something, having worked with beauty brands on our own for communication purposes, it's very interesting where people come from. And that was also something where I said, I don't want to be an X number of. I want to do something different, where the roots are different, and where also the storytelling is different. It's important also where to go. And I think there are tendencies and trends. You see it also around in fashion, but you see it also on the skincare side. And I think we created a brand which is a beautiful brand, which is really something which is a different side of things, but which gives a beautiful side actually to the skincare, and something on plus with the supplements.
I agree. It has a point of difference, and I think that's quite a rare thing to come across nowadays. And it's certainly something at the Beauty Triangle that we try to emphasize. We do our events, and we always have synergistic panels of experts. And in the same way, I think this synergistic approach to products and really understanding how they work together and complement the body in all different ways is really critical. What are your sort of dreams and hopes for the future of AWvi? Where else do you see it going? Are there sort of other products in the pipeline, other ideas you might like to explore, or are you content with 4?
I think, and we all see this because we are surrounded by great people. We see talents every day, we see sportsmen, and we see top models around us, and you see how they use their own products. So it's something that I think SPF is, of course, something very important, more important than ever. And you see young people today, 100%. They're using SPF at the youngest age, actually.
We're much better educated than my generation ever were.
But I think also when you look into SPF, what is really in it, sometimes it's actually, you think, I'm not using this cream anymore because there's too much, I would say, bad things actually in it. But this could be a very interesting thing. And I think also makeup is an interesting thing.
Oh, really? Yeah. So there could be a bit more color coming our way.
I think there is something which I really believe, when you have great formulas, why don't you give a little bit of a color also on it?
Yeah,
it's not going to be a fashion brand around it, but I like the colors actually around it, and people are tempted. I mean, today you want to be, or you aim to be, gender fluid. That's the first thing. Age fluid, which is great. So people using also makeup in different ways.
True.
And it's not that because you're a man you don't want to look great, and in winter you want to have maybe a little bit of a tan in a cream, could be great. And I think that's also something which could be actually very nice in limits, because I don't want to do, for the men's side of things, it still needs to look masculine.
Full
and for the women, absolutely. But it's something which I'm very, very much interested in.
I'm very excited by that as well. And also the idea of bringing wellness in the same way that wellness has infiltrated fashion, it's infiltrated skincare. Now it can infiltrate, the products, the makeup products, the color products as well. That could be a really interesting next frontier.
Yeah.
Probiotic fueled makeup.
Well, could be.
Yeah.
I mean, could be. There is no limit today. The research is there,
Exactly.
and I think our partners, they're working on so many different formulas, so we need to see. But for now, it's very compact. We focus on the 4 products for now. Yeah. And it's also very interesting because people who have used 8 different products, they're using suddenly 6, and suddenly they're using 4, and they say actually, and you see it on the communication side, the same thing. At the beginning, they were kind of intrigued, let's say it like this, to have only 4 products, and I said, it's really right.
Absolutely.
Being compact even on your beauty routine, if I may say this, or in your method actually around those things, if you have the right four products, it can
It's the
work.
Quality over quantity every time. And think about how much time you win back in life by using only 4 rather than 8.
Well, I always say fashion is not, you cannot compare fashion to it, but I think you look really great in something very simple, and you can continue to wear it, and you have your own taste around it. Why not doing it on the beauty wellness side, actually also with something which is compact and which gives you a beauty,
You're speaking my language. I love it. And that's such a fabulous note to end on. But it's been so wonderful chatting. And I know that we'll have lots more conversations about all of your amazing products. I'm really exciting that we're going to be stocking you in the boutique and all the brilliant AWvi products. I can't wait. It's going to be an exciting venture.
Obviously, we're very proud to be with you. Thank you very much
for stocking us
and working together with someone who has such an amazing energy and experience also around it. That's very important for us too, to surround ourselves also on the commercial side with people that we have passion for, who do it with passion, and who have also the eye to discover new products and brands. Thank you so much.
Synergies at every level. It's been amazing chatting. Thanks so much, Alexander.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for joining us. You'll learn more about AWvi. It's on the Beauty Triangle Boutique now. We're delighted to have them with us, and anything else that you need from us or from AWvi or from Alexander, you can reach out and let us know.
Absolutely.
But thank you. See you next time.